Welcome to You Got to Laugh to Keep from Crying. My name is O.W. Sweeney. I'm here with a longtime friend, an old friend, a good union brother, and a whole lot of other good things that I want to try to give him accolade for. But I just say, brother, how you feeling today?
Okay, and my name is Richard Koritz, and your name, I'm
It's
very
O.W.
proud to
Sweeney.
say, is O.W. Sweeney.
Okay then, my
and we're the
brother.
co-hosts
Of You Got to Laugh to Keep
from
from Crying, which we are brought to you by the North Carolina Triad Jobs with Justice. We can reach us at 336-272-2758 or email
at nctriadjobswithjustice@gmail.com.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
And we have a guest here today.
We do.
And I'm going to let you introduce the guest
That's great.
and present him with our button.
Yeah, our highest honor, our highest award. And our guest today is Daniel Rhodes, who's one of the leaders of the American Association of University Professors, AAUP chapter at UNC Greensboro.
The illustrious UNC Greensboro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this is our highest award. And I think, having talked to you
Thank you so
enough
much.
already, I think
Welcome, welcome.
you'll probably wear it proudly.
I will
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I definitely will wear it.
And
I'll put it on right
and
now.
today, brothers and sisters, we're, if I can just open this discussion, there was
Richard, before you do that, why don't we let him
Well,
make
because
a little
I-
brief opening statement?
I think it'll help if I
Read that first.
if I
Oh, you think? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. There was an outstanding editorial by the president of Daniel's AAUP chapter at UNC Greensboro, Jeff Jones, that appeared in the Greensboro News and Record about 10 days ago or so. And it was quite inspiring to people like us who,
Oh, yes.
who believe that ICE is the cutting edge of Donald Trump's effort to become the king in the United
King
States.
dictator.
Yep, king dictator. So I just want to read the first sentence saying, on February 18, the UNC Greensboro chapter of the American Association of University Professors, AAUP, presented a resolution on immigration to the UNC-G Faculty Senate, which passed by a vote of 24 to 12 with one abstention. And the resolution is part of an initiative of the AAU chapters across the state, and it asks the UNC-G administrators to not cooperate with ICE agents on campus unless those ICE agents present a valid judicial warrant. So I know you wanted to talk to Daniel about that issue.
So, since you've been the educator here and I'm being the student, try to let our audience understand the difference between a judicial warrant and those administrative warrants that ICE is going around using.
Thank you for that question. First up, I just want to say I appreciate you two having us here with this article and this resolution. It means a great deal to us. We took this very seriously, and we were excited that people noticed it. I believe it's this notion of bipartisan of speaking truth to power, and that's what we really try to embody in relation to this resolution. I'm not an attorney. I'm a social worker by training, so I can't speak of the legalities. My understanding of the difference between administrative warrant versus judicial warrant in relation to ICE is that ICE will claim to have a warrant, which is an administrative warrant, because when people hear the term warrant, they think, I have to respond. Like, I have to listen to what you have to say. I have to obey, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Anticipatory obedience. Timothy Snyder, in his book on tyranny, talks about this anticipatory obedience, obey in advance. So if you hear warrant, okay, I'll do what you got to say. And so my understanding is ICE agents will create these warrants that they sign themselves, and they say, I have a warrant. And our concern, given the vulnerability of the population at the university, students, we're one of the most diverse campuses in the UNC system. Greensboro is a refugee resettlement area. We have a large number of immigrant refugee populations, and our university reflects that. And so a lot of our students themselves are immigrant and refugee populations who are terrified of what's happening. So when a law enforcement official comes in with a warrant, they think they have to obey. And so what we wanted clarity on was that there is a distinct difference between an administrative warrant and a judicial warrant. A judicial warrant is assigned by a judge. It is a warrant that states that a person has committed an actual crime and that law enforcement has the right to arrest, detain that person. Where an administrative warrant is a warrant that is being used, my understanding, by ICE agents as a way to force themselves into spaces they shouldn't be and to pick people up when they have no legal claim to do that. And so one of the things that this resolution did, and our understanding was that the university was doing this anyway, was that if an ICE agent shows up on campus, I'm a professor, I don't have the authority to say, oh, sure, you can come in or you need to leave, but I can say, wait, hold on one second. I don't care what you say you are, what kind of warrant you say, you are going to have to connect with our law enforcement, and they have to determine if you have a legal judicial
And that's the
warrant.
campus police
The
of
campus
UNC
police,
Greensboro.
yeah. UNC-G campus police, who are actual police officers. And so that was one of the things that we wanted to have clarity on with this resolution.
And who are there to protect the students?
And yeah, technically all of our jobs is there to protect the students, but I have less authority to do that than UNC-G police or UNC-G administration.
But in fact, by putting this in place as a policy of the faculty senate, you all are actually protecting the students using that protection.
What we wanted to do, because what was interesting when we first introduced the resolution, because the resolution was written by the North Carolina chapter of AAUP, American Association of University Professors, and we wanted Faculty Senate to endorse it. And what we were trying to do with this resolution, because when we first presented, we had to present it twice. When we first presented it, our legal counsel got up, which is our attorney, and the UNC-G chief of police, and they said, we're pretty much doing everything the resolution says. So there was no major pushback by the university. There was nothing in the resolution that was really extraordinary or out of place or anything like that. But what we really wanted to do was we wanted Faculty Senate, which is the body that is there to represent faculty, staff, and students, to say, we really want administration to do whatever it can, the university administration do whatever it can to protect our students, and that we stand in solidarity with faculty, staff, and students who feel vulnerable, some of whom feel like they are going to be targeted by ICE. And so what we're asking Faculty Senate to do is to endorse this resolution. The resolutions come out of Faculty Senate, but this is a resolution coming outside the university, and we presented at the university, and we wanted faculty to say we support and endorse this resolution, and we stand in solidarity with our faculty, staff, and students, especially those who feel vulnerable on campus because of ICE.
And
Go ahead.
you don't want to go?
No, I wasn't going to say
Okay.
nothing.
So the piece by the AAU chapter president, Jeff Jones, said that it also asks for the faculty to refuse to provide any information to ICE agents about international faculty, students, and staff that is not required by state and federal law. So you can see the same, the same position is being taken, and it also asks that the UNC-G administrators, the administration at the college, to tell students, staff, and faculty whom to contact if they are approached by ICE, and to notify the campus community if ICE agents enter campus and seize individual students, staff, or faculty. So, and you know, that's happened at a number of campuses now where ICE has gone in and actually basically kidnapped people under those very false pretenses that Daniel was just describing. So then the question in the piece, I'll ask that question. Jeff says, so why did a solid majority of the faculty senate pass it? And I'll pass that question on to Daniel.
You know what I really appreciate, we talked about this resolution over 2 faculty senate meetings. And so, you know, faculty senate meetings are really interesting, and I always try to get students to show up to them. I take it very seriously. We are defined as an advisory body, but I feel that this idea of shared governance, having a what I believe is a fully democratic workspace is our goal. Many of us don't have that. You know, and as a social worker who's worked in community organizations for years, I've worked in jobs where you don't have much of a say. You know, and so I take faculty senate very seriously because we do at least have a voice. And we will have these conversations, and I think that what happens is, you know, students want to know that faculty are at least having these conversations and that we are at least demonstrating concern about what's happening and the impact that these can have, these types of laws and policies can have on students. So it was brought up initially. We did not, our UNC-G chapter of AAUP did not write the resolution. It was sent to us by the North Carolina chapter.
Right, you said.
And so we presented it, and there was a little bit of discussion. There's always discussion. That's what I want. We want dialogue, right? We want people to discuss this. We don't want people just blindly like, yeah, we agree to this and stuff. And so there was a little bit of concern because there was some language in there where it talked about the Trump's administration draconian measures. And so we stepped back. We said, we will review this. You know, the concern was, some of the faculty said we don't want to put a target on our backs. Some people live under this idea that if we speak out, you're going to, put yourself out there and stuff. And some of us kind of like, you have to speak out. Like, you have to speak truth to power. You have to, stand up and speak out. And so we went back. We consulted with the North Carolina chapter of AAUP. We took some of the language out. We brought it back in. We presented it, and there's still some resistance. And I think some of the resistance really had to do with people's fear. And I think it was important that people voiced that. People were concerned that, like I said, this is going to put a target on our backs. If we stand, because we were the first university in the UNC system that talked about this on faculty senate. We talked to other universities. Usually resolutions have to go through what's called an executive committee, faculty senate executive committee, which is the faculty senate leadership, get approved before it's even introduced to faculty senate. So we talked to other chapters. They haven't gotten past that point. So we were just really happy and excited that we had the opportunity to have the conversation. And so some people were concerned about this will put a target on our back, this will have us stand out. No other university has done this. And we were like, but we are the most diverse campus in the UNC system, and a lot of our students are afraid. And so some of the faculty pushed back and said, well, some of the students are afraid if we do this because it's just going to, say, hey, here we are, we're going to stand up against this and stuff. And I think ultimately what you saw with the vote was at least 2/3 of the faculty senate body, the faculty senate, which we say represents the whole faculty because we get elected as faculty senate. So 2/3 of at least the faculty said, we endorse this resolution. We want the university administration, which, and I want to, in their credit, they've done a great job. They have communicated to students. They have these workshops and trainings for students to talk about their student rights. We feel we need to do more. We always feel like we need to do more. But, I think the majority of faculty felt like that this was an important resolution and that we need to endorse it and that we need to stand up and say we are going to stand in solidarity with our students and we're going to do what we can to protect our students, staff, and faculty at our institution, our community.
But did anyone seem to understand that this resolution was put forward not to put a target on your back, but to stop the disruption by ICE on the educational part? in the classroom
Yeah.
where they can just come bust in
Yeah.
anytime they feel like and disturb the whole class, which is very much unnecessary.
Yeah.
Which was why they got the title, the ICE Thug.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're doing things
Yeah.
thuggishly.
Yeah.
And without regards to who else they are interrupting.
Mm-hmm.
In a situation like this, if they have a problem, I understand that y'all want them to go to the campus police, and the campus police can very calmly come to the classroom without disrupting the whole campus.
Yeah. I think that what was interesting about some of the concerns among faculty senators, which we were struggling to understand for those of us who support this, was that, like I said, General Counsel, the attorney got up and said, what you are putting forth in a resolution, for the most part, we're already doing. So people were saying, well, if we're already doing it, why would we vote to endorse this? And so our argument was, why would you not vote to endorse it if we are already doing it? Because then it speaks to us standing in solidarity. I had a question of the chief of police. Personally, I had a question. I'm a faculty senator, so not as an AAUP person. I asked the chief of police because I said...
Chief of the campus police.
Chief of the campus police. I said, I'm really curious. I said, my understanding, because this was around the time that ICE was very active in Minneapolis. They had already killed people in cold blood in Minneapolis. And so I asked, as a faculty senator, I said, has the UNC-G police done anything to train? Because, we have trainings for fire drills. We have trainings for active shooters. So if there's an active shooter on campus, how do we respond as faculty to protect students? I said, do we have any trainings if ICE is on campus on, to me, that is an active shooter drill, right? Because ICE has demonstrated that they're willing to shoot people in cold blood on the street, unarmed, a person unarmed. And the chief of police is like, well, we don't have any trainings for that. And I was like, well, maybe we should think about that, because we have fire drills, we have active shooter drills. So maybe we should think about how do we protect ourselves, because ICE clearly is not going to follow any rule of law. They're not going to follow people's civil liberties and rights. So they're just going to come on campus. So I could say to an ICE agent, wait a minute, I don't want you to come into my campus or in my classroom. Contact the UNC-G police. That doesn't mean ICE agent is going to listen to that, right? So, how do we respond in relation to that? And I don't think the university knows what to do. I think that many of us don't know what to do.
Is this what you said then, before you passed this?
Before the resolution, yeah. So this was because what happened before we had the resolution presented, the general counsel got up and spoke, and the UNC-G chief of police got up and spoke and talked about, this is how we're trying to handle this. And that's when I asked the question. Right. So it was separate of the resolution. And the chief of police was like, no, we don't have any trainings on what to do.
Daniel, I just want to say this. It reminds me of the fact that these 6 Democratic Party senators and congressmen and women sent out a message saying to the U.S. military that you have a responsibility even to not obey unlawful orders, and that was an important thing, and it was responded to by the Trump Justice Department or the Trump Injustice Department by threatening to not only arrest them but convict them and maybe execute those 6 U.S. congressmen and senators. So, but the value of what they did was like the value of what you folks did here.
I appreciate
and Jeff mentions it in saying that talk isn't cheap, words aren't empty, and resolutions have power. And especially when you have these rogue ICE agents operating. And I thought OW really hit an important point that Jeff makes in here. And I don't think OW read this, but he has been himself an active person in the fight for decent public education in the city of Greensboro. Dudley high school and so on over the years, and with his own daughters. And so to hear his sensitivity to this is moving to me, because that was a lot of what moved you all. Was the question of defending the education and instead of having this disruption.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to, if I can, come close to ending this with saying that the most compelling thing to me was that Jeff's article about this faculty statement on ICE says the way to change the course of history is to raise our voices, resist, and refuse to remain silent. Paraphrasing, this is the part, and maybe as a Jewish leftist myself, paraphrasing Pastor Martin Niemöller's famous "First They Came" statement. It is let us radically rewrite the script. I've never seen that before. By saying, first they came for the immigrants, but I was not silent. I was not complicit.
Yeah.
I spoke out against authoritarianism. So if you have, I think we're pretty close to wrapping up, and so I'd like to, since you're also pro-union, we're old union brothers, OW and I, and we like to end our show with an old union saying, for those of us that believe, in our unity lies our strength. So if you are with us,
lies our strength.
Ready?
That's right.
In our unity lies our strength. Great to have you on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you
glad,
so much.
Glad to have you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
And keep up the good work.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You too. You too. Thank you so much.
Well, Richard, we had a very interesting guest, but we got some other business to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We want to give Indivisible and our audience the opportunity to go out on the streets and to protest the king down. So, with me saying that, my brother, go ahead and read the statement.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, O.W., my brother. And the statement is from the Indivisible, Guilford County.
Whom we like to support, whom we want Greensboro to support.
Absolutely. And here it is. No Kings is a nonviolent national day of action and mass mobilization in response to the increasing authoritarian excesses and corruption of the Trump administration. President Trump is governing through fear, intimidation, and hoarding power that isn't his, the opposite of democracy. While families are crushed by the rising costs of groceries, housing, and health care, the administration has supercharged funding for ICE to terrorize our communities.
With our tax dollars, I might add.
Okay. Well, we'll let their statement speak for itself. They've gone too far, meaning
the Trump administration.
This is bigger than political disagreement. This administration has defied our courts, killed American citizens, disappeared people off the streets, and slashed our services, all while orchestrating a massive giveaway to their billionaire allies. Enough is enough. For anyone who thinks they've gone too far, this movement is for you. March 28th will prove that we the people will not back down. Join us as we march and rally in Greensboro to stop the would-be king and bring our community together, stronger, more resilient, and unwavering for our democracy. When communities stand together in nonviolent action, fear loses its power. Sign up today, and we have on the screen, or we will have on the screen, the HTTPS, whatever that stands for,
I don't know.
For people to key in as they want.
But it's a key statement you said in there. I don't think people really understood. When you say for our democracy, they don't realize that this hypocrite we got for a president meaning hypocrite because he feels he's a king and a dictator.
Right.
In this democracy, if we don't come out and display our displeasure with him and his action, then if you're not proud of the solution, as the saying goes, then you're part of the problem.
Right, exactly. And I'd like to add one other thing that what you said I totally support. But one thing that's not in this statement that's very important is that the Trump is no longer less of a warmonger than the Democratic Party president that preceded him, Obama and Biden. He's now right out there, leaping to the front as the biggest warmonger of them all. And this latest unprovoked attack and war on Iran is, and his callous disregard for all the people, both the service people of the United States military who are being sent in against the will of the people of Iran and
also,
the people of Iran.
And also, what he's doing is the economy wasn't all that good before he started it. But what he have done is made the economy even worse for the working class people of the United States of America.
Absolutely.
We must emphasize the working class people, because you think he feels this here with his millionaire buddy?
No.
This don't affect their pocket,
no,
but if you are working, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but it does affect their pocket. It swells their pockets, and our people.
That's not an effect. That is an increase.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, brother, in
Our unity lies our strength.